no gold is not enough.
Good evening everyone, WoTBlitz here and welcome back to my channel. In a few days we have an update 10.3 and first we got a new tanks that will comes. Look at that, the brand new polished medium tanks. And we have a tier 5 one starting on a tier 5, yeah. A DS Peasants. No, I'm not polished, but I don't know what that is. But let's see. First, the gun. Pretty. That. Not that good dispersion with not that good aiming time. For me, a pretty decent DPM. But I'm not a big fan of tier 5s. But yeah, penetration is pretty that good. Pretty goodish, and 8 degrees of gun oppression. Let's see that one. It has small amount of penetrations and a little bit better DPM. I mean, better DPM. And damage pretty good. So let's see this one. Yeah, this guy has no armor whatsoever. Yeah, terrible. See this one, and this one, and this one. So yeah, let's get into this one. The Boogie. It looks like a polished version of AMX40, which is a dog. Now let's get this one. It has 75mm. Not that shame. So yeah, pretty. Nothing that good right here. See this one. It doesn't change the aiming time and dispersion, but the DPM. It's better. It's much better for this tank. And this one, it's a little bit worse. But you have pretty better damage. And at 8 degrees of gun oppression as a piece of cake. Let's see this one. Yeah, no armor. Let's skip that. And mobility is quite good for this tank. 20 horsepower per ton is pretty good. It's the CS44. It's a stock, not gonna lie. Let's see this guy. The gun, pretty not good-ish for that. This one and this one, yeah, not that well. It actually has no armor, which is a big shame. It has some upgrades. Power to ratio is now better. Pretty good. Pretty good. The gun is pretty mediocre for that, but this tank is that well. But look at that. It's a polished pancake for me. I mean, actually, it looks like a polished pancake. Who the hell just designed that? Pretty weird. So it has pretty goodish, and pretty meh aiming time, but it has a little bit better, which is nice. See this one, and yeah, the armor, not good. See this one, yeah, it doesn't change at all, as well as penetration. Let's see the mobility. Okay, this is pretty good. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice to see. So, as the CS44, not good. See this guy. Really that interesting. So penetration is pretty good-ish. So, see this one. DPM is better. Aiming time is a little bit better. And now degrees of gun oppression. So yeah, pretty goodish. See this one? No armor. Pretty big shame how these polished mediums has no armor. Which is actually a big shame. I mean, why? Okay, it's a pretty good. And the last but not least, we got CS63. And here we go. It has 3000 DPM, which is very nice. And the dispersion is pretty decent, and aiming time is pretty not that good. Penetration is decent, which is not good, very not good. 248, not good. 80 gun depression, and this guy, absolute no armor. I mean, why? It has absolute no armor. That's a big shame. And mobility, 56 kilometers per hour, which is very nice. Very nice mobility. Well, you can get some thing in the space armor, but the tank itself is pretty bad. I think that this tank could be a worst medium tank, and that is, it's actually bad for that. Now let's get into the tanks that will be coming in the season 2. So here we go. And where is it? Oh, there it is. The Basilic. Look at that. Look at that, boy. Just look at that. Oh, man. It's a T-20. It's an American tank. It is just like these predecessor. You need to unlock these modules to make it a little bit better. Well, here we go. Let's see on fully top 1. Here we go. So, no armor, 120mm, not good. Speed, mobility, 33, and a top speed of 50, not quite well. And yeah, hull turn is pretty good, and the gun itself, not that good because dispersion and aiming time, as well as penetration, is pretty bad. But you have a very good gun depression, which is very nice. Now let's get into tier 8-1. If I can find it. Where are they? Come on. Where are you? I think I'm on this one. Tier 8 lightweight. No, that's actually a big shame. This one. Oh, the Nebulan. And look at that, buddy. I like this kind of thing. It's like a, I'm gonna make a pretty good. Pretty good tank, I see, but yeah. I see some difference. He had 150mm instead 200. Which is pretty well okay, because it's a TVP or nothing to even talk about it. So it has pretty decent armor, but you have pretty good mobility, 50 kilometers per hour, but you have 30 kilometers per hour, which is not that good, but power to ratio will helps you to take with it. It's a pretty good hull turn rate, and the gun itself, it's decent, pretty decent. The penetration, it's pretty decent, but you have good penetration in a goal shots, which is very nice to see. And the last but not least, we have Glacier with his tracer shells, and it's a Centurion tank, Centurion 7-1 or something, or 5-1. I think the 7-1. So let's see this one, 165mm. It's not even that shamey with that, but you will have a good gun medlet, so it's pretty decent. Well, 45 kilometers per hour, which is pretty decent, and the mobility for this one is pretty good-ish. The gun itself, pretty decent, with his decent penetration for that, but tier 8 is pretty good, but tier 10 is not good, but you have 10 degrees of gun depression, which is very nice to see about it. Oh, and I forgot about something, so yeah, let me give it a second. So, Tigers, no. Or Tiger P, no. Where is it? Where is it? There it is, the Forest Witch. And this is ugly to me, and looking weird looking tank. It has a dual gun, but this gun is damaged, and this gun is not. Which is very weird looking. It looks like an AE Phase 1. He actually looks like an AE Phase 1. Yeah, the suspension looks like a AE phase 1, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. And yeah, now let's get into this gun. And it has actually a reserve shell. A reserve shell. So yeah, nothing that much for that. And DPM is not good because of auto reloading time. The first shell, it has 4 of them, which is the penetration is pretty that good. The damage is pretty good, and 6 degrees of gun depression. The armor 194mm, but with this angle it should be good for T7 but not for T8. And it's a badly looking tank. 36 kilometers per hour, average speed 24 kilometers per hour. Pretty average, but it has an emergency track just like the Yo series. So yeah, let's get in the German one, the Kampfpanzer Prototype 68. Just look at that. It's a medium tank. So it has 120mm. So yeah, it has not that good DPM. So Chimera wins because this gun actually pretty not good for this. Penetration is pretty good-ish, and the 9 degrees of gun depression, which is pretty good. And the armor is pretty weird to see. This you cannot penetrate it, this you can penetrate it. The gun medlet, we know this will not be penetrated, and the rest of it is completely on paper. And let's get into mobility. 45 kilometers per hour, which is pretty good. But 29 kilometers per hour, pretty meh. And very, very weak power to weight ratio, so not good. And the last but not least is the FE1066 Sandlak. It's a light tank. It has completely paper, completely glass. 25mm. Ouch. You're gonna be hit by every single HEs. So, not good to see there. 20-pounder gun. It has good DPM. And it has pretty goodish aim accuracy. The penetration is not good for the APCR. So, nothing good. And 10 degrees of gun depression, which is very nice. How about mobility? 69 kilometers per hour, which is very nice to see, and has a very strong power to weight ratio, not gonna lie. An average speed of 41 kilometers per hour, which is pretty good. Very good tank with no armor, but it has a pretty good gun because it has a DPM. So it's pretty nice to see, but it actually has no armor whatsoever because it's a light tank. It never use armor. It needs some mobility. So yeah, let's get into its news. What they're just wargaming adds something about it. So we already talk about it. We already look and talk about it. We have an updated platoon interface. Yes, when you want to tell your friend for the platoon, instead you're going outside with your friend, which is very nice to see there. It's a really pretty nice. There's a moving machine guns, turrets, or something. It's very, very beautiful how Wargaming actually did that. It's pretty good. And yeah, there's a countdown 5 to see. There's 1 second when everyone is ready, which is very nice. Updated quick commands. I'll explain to you a little bit. When you have this one, it will say, hey, this one, it will say, hey, let's attack together, man. And when you see this one, like the arrow down, it will say, hey, fall back, bro, there's an enemy there. Yeah, it's pretty good. When you see it in the left one, you will go and say, moving here. Like, this is kind of pretty useful for some of these kind of things. It's pretty nice to see. It's pretty nice to see. And there's the maps. This season's rotation will not include, will not, but not deleted, but it will be removed from random battles. So yeah, Mayan Ruins, Winter Malinovka, Black Godwill, Fort Despair, and Dead Rail. And these are making the comeback, so they are coming back of this map. Vineyards, Dynasty's Pearl, Copperfield, Port Bay, and Ghost Factory. Speaking of this map, Ghost Factory got an update first time, I think. But yeah, based on our stats and your feedback, we have updated the tank destroyers' positions, improved the balance of minion tanks to even the team's odds, increased gameplay comfort for heavies in our center, and simplified change of position and scouting for light tanks. So yeah, and we have finally here. A long time we have it. The Desert Sands is now receiving a PBR thing. Yeah, the HD map. Balance changes, we don't talk about it, but legendary camouflage. Yeah, the balance changes, we already talked about it, but there's something change during that time and that. Yeah. New legendary camos will be offered the omens of these tanks. Baba Yaga for the IS-7. What the hell is all these names talking about? And look at that scary. It's pretty interesting. Baba Yaga, the one of... Oh, that's actually pretty good. The best name ever. Yeah. The wave breaker for the Sheridan. It's pretty cool and terrifying. Which is a scorpion. It's a scorpion-looking tank for the Chimera. So yeah, and the camo for the selection menu, Xeno for the branch of Czechoslovakian heavy tanks, Thunderstorm for AMX 50B, Aeronex for KV2, and Galvanox for Object 452K, and Vasper Kill for T42. Pretty good to see there. So yeah. And now let's get into the not that new, but the current tanks that finally receive a PBR. So let's see. AMX M454. Looking cool. Just looking cool. Oh yeah. Now let's get into American tanks. T110E4. Look at that, buddy. Oh, yeah. Actually pretty nice. Let's see the camos. Wanderer. But I noticed that Cupola is now smaller. Yes, actually it is. It's smaller now. Comparing the T110E3. Yeah, actually, yes, it's bigger. This one is smaller. Pretty weird there. And now we got the Italian tanks. Prototipo Standard B. Look at that. Actually pretty cool. There's a Pantera there. So yeah, it's pretty nice to see these tanks on there. Well, I guess that's it, guys. Like and subscribe. And so say something about in the comments, and goodbye.